Welcome. I'm Rubina.
And I'm Jenna. We have a very special guest with us today. He is the co founder and CEO of imsafe.app, Samson. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jenna and Rubina. Great to be here.
Well, we're really excited and we would just love to know more about you. What is the imsafe app?
So, I'm Safe is an app that was designed with a vision to protect women from physical assault and domestic violence. And the goal is to use technology as a force for good in combating this aspect of women's safety.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and where this all originated.
Yeah, so I run a tech company along with my twin brother, who's also my co founder, Giftson. So we've been running a tech company for more than 7 years. Somewhere around the start of 2020, around COVID time, we were really passionate about using technology as a force for good to address the issue of women's safety. I come from a country where I've heard about, physical assault and abuse against women on a daily basis, and I know for every news that hit the headlines, there's 1,000 that go unnoticed. And coming here to Australia, been here for 15 years, I realized that Australia is no different, or any country for that matter, and women's safety is an issue everywhere. So then the idea came where, since technology is our forte, how can we use technology to maximize the impact for women's safety? And that's how the initial discussions happened. What really was the aspect that made us cross the line was, during COVID, the issue of domestic violence increased in a huge way because of lockdowns. All the women were at home, and so that issues increased probably tenfold, if not more. And then we felt, okay, we have to do something about it, and that's how we started it.
Wow. That's amazing. Like to know that you can use technology to actually protect people's life. And I know you mentioned earlier you come from a country, but you didn't actually say what country. Where
Yeah,
what country do you come
I come
from?
from India,
Beautiful.
southern part of India. I come from a state called Tamil Nadu. That's where I grew up, and that's where I was born. And I've seen abuse happening not just in the southern part, but also all over India. And some of the women abuse cases had hit national headlines, and we have seen candle marches, prayers for the victims, and all of that. And somewhere the question was, for me always, what are we doing after those candle marches? What are we, of course we are educating and we are bringing empowerment, but why not use technology as a force for good? India is the country which has got the top CEOs of all all major companies have their roots to India. We have got the biggest tech hub, and I was questioning, why haven't we come up with a solution for women's safety from a tech point of view? And these were some of the questions I was grappling with myself and with my brother. And then that's how the early days were in developing I'm Safe.
Wow. And it's been about 4 years. It was 2020. It all.
Yeah, so the initial idea has been around 2020. Then we tried a different version of like an MVP. And then around 2022, we felt, we are either going to do this 100%, or we are just going to forget it and say, no, we are not trying it.
Yep.
And then the choice was very clear. You know how in life sometimes when you see something, you can't unsee it? And it
Yep.
was a moment like that for us. We have seen the problem, and we have seen through our eyes what can be done, and then we just couldn't unsee it. So we said, okay, we are going to make it happen. And at that time, we just went all in. And over the last 2 years, we've been developing it with 100% focus and determination. And yeah, I think by end of last year, we completed the project. Yeah,
Wow.
the
That's
first version of
amazing.
the app, I mean. Yeah.
That's incredible. I know you
Mm.
have mentioned before like a crazy stat because it was technically meant to be for India specifically. What was that stat you mentioned in COVID?
Yeah, so around COVID, 91,000 child abuse case was registered in just 11 days of lockdown.
Wow.
This is one country in 11 days. And I know for every one case that was registered, the unregistered case could be 10x.
Wow.
And this is not just for India; it could be in any part of the world. It just, the statistics we saw in India would really shook us. And at that point, we felt, okay, we have to do something about it. Last year, there was a statistics that were released, even in Australia. Our domestic violence just aggravated by, I think, a huge percent, a huge margin. Two out of three women feel unsafe in Australia. So every country, when you start digging those statistics, you start seeing this issue, staring at your face. And it's the problem that's not been addressed in 2000 plus years, or thousands of years of our civilization. So we felt, okay, how do we handle that, and how do we use technology to make a difference? Yeah.
That's amazing. And it's crazy how you, like you said, this is a massive problem, and no one is really getting to the bottom of how do we go about addressing it, but also keeping women and men safe as well.
What I really love about your energy is when people are faced with this sort of issue, they kind of think, what could I do? What can one person do? What could two people do? And you and your brother have really taken on this challenge and said, we can make a difference. So I'd really love to get you to walk Rubina through the app from start to finish and tell us all about the features, because
Yeah. So, firstly, I would like to give credit to our amazing team. Yes, my brother and I, we had this crazy idea. We co-founded this, but we could not do this without our amazing team, who's been very intrinsic, as passionate as we were or we are.
Yeah.
And hats off to the amazing team that we have, who's taken that commitment and brought us this far. And Rubina, I'm more than happy to show you how the app works. So the first things first, if you can go to your app store or Play Store and just search for I Am Safe Women Safety App. I am space safe women safety app, and there the pink color app will show up with the wings. And
Got
yep, you
it.
can just download that. So we have taken a lot of efforts to keep the size of the app very less, without it affecting the features and all of that. So there's been a lot of iterations. The app that you see today is probably, I would say, like the fifth or sixth iteration since we started this
Wow.
2.5 years back.
Yeah.
But we are confident now, after all the iterations we have done, that this has actually the potential to make a huge difference globally.
Amazing.
And while you're downloading, I'll also mention that this app can be downloaded globally. So any women in any part of the world can download this app for free.
Wow, that's
Incredible.
incredible. I'm noticing I can see the pink and wings. What brought the idea to want to decide and use the color pink and use the symbolism of the flying?
Yeah, so the aspect of wings come from an idea of like a guardian or an angel, or with this whole
Yeah.
aspect of angel have wings and kind of
Yeah.
thing. So we wanted this app to be like your invisible guardian, so to speak. So that's the context behind it. And the aspect of pink is just very directly, we want to address the women first. Of course, I do understand that there are different people groups who are affected, be it men, seniors, kids, teens. But statistically, women are the most persecuted group of people. So we first wanted to address women, and then want to go on and help other groups of people as well. So we are very unapologetically, women focused at this stage. Yeah.
I think that's great. I
That's
think women do need an app to themselves. Like,
yeah,
let's do it. Let's support us women.
definitely.
Yep.
Well, so I've got the app downloaded and I've just opened it. Would you guide me
Yeah, so
now?
it'll ask your phone number. So
Mhm.
that's the only information we ask from you. So we don't ask any other data. We don't want your email. We don't want. So there's been a balance between how private your app can be and how secure our app can be, and also how much information do you ask without making it too much information. It's so we had a rigorous process of user testing, and a feedback from the market, feedback from experts, feedback from women, and we finalized it to just getting the phone number. And the only reason we make the phone number a mandatory is as you will see, you would have to add your trusted friend, and in an emergency, it will send an alert to your phone number as well. So, which is one
Yeah.
of the reasons why we get the phone number. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm just completing the sign up process and I think I'm in now. So, what I can see at the moment is track me, add friend. Did you want to, and I can see SOS as well. Did you want to maybe,
Yeah, so
um,
maybe the app will ask you to add at least one friend to start with. If you want to just add Jenna
Jenna?
for demo, Jenna, I
Yeah.
hope you got the app
Yes, I have
already.
the
So
app. We're ready.
yeah, you're ready.
Awesome.
Okay, so you can add Jenna as your trusted contact and
Yeah.
basically send her an invite. You
Awesome.
have to go through the app. So you open the imsafe app.
Yeah, I'm just getting
Oh,
Jenna's
the
number.
number. Okay, you
As
can
if
use
you don't know
the
it off by heart. Come on.
Yeah.
you know the on the side of the app there is a
Oh, there's a contact.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Ooh,
really convenient because I was going through and exiting the app to go to my contacts, but in the app, like Samson has pointed, you've got a
contact.
section you can just click
yeah,
contact
yeah, and
and
you can just. I mean, these days, who remembers
beautiful.
numbers, right? Like I don't
Yeah.
even know.
No one knows numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So.
Oh,
Barely knew my own
amazing.
number.
Yeah.
It's just going.
Awesome. So I've got Jenna
Yeah,
there.
and Jenna would have got a request now to
Oh yes,
accept Rubina as your friend.
got it.
And the reason why we have that aspect of you have to accept friend is to first stop spams, and then secondary
Yeah.
or more importantly, we don't want perpetrators to misuse the app. So there has to be a loop where it's like very clear, very
Yeah.
secure, and so that. And there is also an option where you can remove them if you don't want them. Let's say you've added 5 friends,
Yeah.
and then at some point you decide, no, I'm not able to trust this person. You can remove them, you can block them, or if someone is trying to spam you to keep on trying to ask you to add, you can block them, and all those features we have kept in
Amazing.
for security purpose. So
Beautiful.
now in your phone you've got different features. So
Mm-hmm.
firstly, I'll probably explain you the record feature. We'll just go from there.
Mm-hmm.
So this record feature is primarily for addressing domestic violence, because we know domestic violence happens over a period of time.
Yeah.
It is not a one off, it is not a random emergency. Domestic violence happens, most of the cases experts tell, over a period of time, right? So here you have the feature called record. So when you press record, if you want to just try it out now,
Yeah.
just press record. First time it will ask you permission for you have to give permissions. You have to give continue to permissions for your camera, for your the phone to take audio and all of that stuff. Just give allow all time, and I'll explain you what the app does and why it's asking. So when you give permissions, and now it says start recording. What the app does is it actually takes a photo of the front camera and the back camera anonymously, right? And there is no lights, there's no flashing, none of that, but it just anonymously takes a photo on front and back camera. It takes an audio. It's recording an audio. Don't stop it. Just leave it on. It's actually geotagging the location right here. And why is that important? Because in a DV, most times when it becomes let's say, sadly, a very serious case, they want to know if there is a diary that you're maintained. What is the when a woman is complaining, look, I was abused in like for last 3 months or whatever or longer. There needs to be a precedence, like how long it has happened and when did it happen. So our app actually, the moment you press start record, it actually it takes the live location, and that can't be altered or manipulated, right? And now at the end of all of that, this data is stored on a secure blockchain platform. Now why is that important? Because right now, let's say at 8 a.m. you start record, that data that it is at 8 a.m. cannot be altered as 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. So it validates this data, which can be used in a court of law. Because most times I have met women in Australia who have personally told me, I have been through DV myself, and in when it was going through the court process, I did not have proof.
Yep.
If only I had this app,
Yeah.
I might have won the court case into my favor or something like that. I
Mm.
mean, they are powerful statements, right?
Yeah.
You're looking at a woman's life that could be saved or changed, for the rest of her life and their children's life. So you're talking about a ripple effect. And this is the benefit we want to bring by introducing imsafe app. So now let's say you stop recording, and then you can keep pressing that n number of times over a day or over days. So now let's say Rubina is pressing that for 5 days continuously over or 5 weeks or whatever. Then there is a precedence that this is a DV, and let's say it's coming from the same location, which is her house. So it's a thing to validate, right? Where be it law enforcement or courts can say, okay, there is a reason, and this is DVR. So if you go to the history, so you can go to tab history, and if you click the second one, you can see that the phone has taken photos.
Yeah, definitely. So I can actually see there's a photo of me facing forward. There's a photo of backward showing my feet. Yeah, so and there's also audio. So if I wanted to play that, I could play and it would play this conversation.
So you're capturing people
Yeah,
as it happens.
as
So
it's
it's
happening.
your partner, perpetrator, whoever it is. Boom, you've got them.
Yeah.
It's time stamped. It's audio, so
Yeah.
they can't really have any other lie
Yeah.
of a alibi, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's no fabricating anything.
Mm.
And also I can see there's location, so it's captured exactly where we are and it's very accurate as well. So yeah.
And also from a security point of view, which we get asked a lot of times, this data is in only two places. One, in the user's phone, and number two, in Amazon's QLDB, like the whole secure network. And that data cannot be hacked or altered. So we, as the creators of IamSafe, have no access to the data, or we don't know. We are end-to-end encrypted. So so that's the whole security aspect of what we have built. So now let me just quickly go to the SOS feature. So let's say you are in a danger, you are walking in a street at night, like how you explained, Rubina. Many times when you walk alone, you feel unsafe. And let's say you have Jenna and few other friends on your trusted network. The moment you press SOS, do you want to just try it? There is a countdown.
Can I just stop you? When it makes me go back to this app.
Maybe you just have to
'Cause then it goes.
like update the app or something.
Because am I showing up as your friend? It says-
No, so it says add one friend.
Oh, okay.
So it
Oh, okay.
would
So I
probably-
think.
Because I've already got the app, so I don't know whether.
Can I just have a look? Oh, you already have the app, right?
Yeah, I already have the app, so I thought it would come up in.
Yeah.
the app and I'd
So
be-
let's say you press the SOS.
oh, that will go to.
Oh, okay, hang on, cancel it. Did you cancel it?
Yeah.
Okay.
My husband's gonna be like, "What is this?
Are you safe?
Are you safe?"
Okay. Do you want to add Rubina as your trusted contact?
Okay.
And see, that has happened to me once when I was trying to show a demo, and
Yeah.
I forgot to like remove my friend, and he just was ringing me, and I actually didn't understand why is this person ringing me from Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
And then it dawned on me, okay, he would have got the SOS and he's
Yeah.
thinking I'm
not
in some
safe.
danger. Yeah. And then I thought, okay, the app's actually pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it's working. And I
Yeah.
think that's a good demonstration that it's worked.
Yeah.
And it's gonna work in case, someone is not in a safe place and they can quickly just tap that and
Okay, I invited you.
Yeah, I got your request, Jenna. It says you've got a request from Jenna.
Because I had to.
Maybe
delete you
there
last
was
time.
something with the 0 and 6 or whatever.
Oh,
Okay.
I think because I entered, it's +61, so I entered the 0 again. I
Okay.
think that's the.
Okay.
Okay. So now I accepted your request. Did you get that I accepted your request?
Friends.
No, just go to
Yes.
notification. Yeah. So if you want to just try
I'll
giving
just
the SOS.
Remove him from SOS. So
Oh, no. Just press the SOS so that we can.
okay. Pressing SOS. Four.
Yeah. So let's just.
It's going.
So yeah, I've got message that says emergency. Jenna has triggered an alert,
Are you
and
getting it too?
I got that as well.
okay,
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Let me explain that. So what we have done here is, when you add someone as your emergency contact,
Mm.
even if they are not on the app, they will
Mm.
get an SMS
Wow.
with
Wow.
the static location. It's not a dynamic location. So the location you would have got is a current
Mm.
location, right?
Yeah.
But let's say, sadly or hypothetically, someone is taking Jenna from this location and she's moving to 200 meters away. You wouldn't know the live location, but you will know the static location. We have
Mm.
kept this feature so that, I mean, we are talking emergency, right? We
Yeah.
don't want to have too many restrictions. We just want the woman to be helped, period. So with
Mm.
that in context, even if you're not accepted again and that the loop is closed, you still get the first SMS alone. Now,
Mm.
since I am in your friend list, let me show you how my phone looks like. um,
Yep. And I think there was one thing you mentioned. So if my phone dies or is destroyed, that location is still being sent to my friends.
yes, your last location will
Yeah.
be still be sent, your last
Okay.
scene location.
Mm.
St-
That's pretty
yeah, so
amazing.
my phone, it says Jenna needs your help, and this is how it shows. It shows with this 4-digit code, and the
Mm.
moment I press that, I can actually see where Jenna or my friend is who's
Mm.
asked for SOS. And when I click that, it will actually tell me the battery percentage.
Mm.
It will tell me your signal strength. So my it says your battery 70%.
Yep.
Spot
Wow.
on, right?
Spot on.
Pretty
Spot on.
accurate.
Yeah, so
Wow.
we have features that tell your battery. And why is that important? Because
Mm.
my way of reacting to you when your battery is 70% will be different to when it is 2%.
Yeah.
And it also is different when I'm seeing you in sort of Panem Road to compared to, let's say,
Mm.
one of the very deadliest places like Hindley Street or something. So I'll
Mm.
be like, okay, I can't handle this alone. I need external help, or I need to
Yeah.
call the police. So your trusted friend is making decisions
Mm.
on your behalf with the data. That's as simple as that. And
Yeah.
then we have features to, request help from friends and all of that. And then there
Mm.
is a safe code, and people keep asking me, what's that?
Mm.
The safe code is simply so that we don't want, when a victim is asking for help, we don't want the
Mm.
perpetrators to come and close the app or stop the app or things
Mm.
like that. So until you enter the safe code in the victim's phone, the app is assuming that the victim is still in danger and will keep on sending the live location and taking photos, recording audios, and all
Oh,
of
so
that.
it's taking photos as well.
Yeah, right now it's
Wow.
actually
Yes.
taking your photos
Wow.
Yep.
That's
Great.
pretty
and
cool.
recording the audio as well.
Perfect. It's like right up my face. Yeah, that's what we want. But really, because even if it's my last moments,
Yeah.
it's taking a photo of whoever's going to
Yeah,
kidnap me.
exactly. Yeah.
And it's not flashing,
Yeah.
it's not doing anything. So
Yeah.
they're not going to know.
Yeah, no one will know.
No.
Yeah, it's all very
Incredible.
discreet.
Is
yeah.
it recording
It's
as
recording
well?
the audio as well. Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
So now let's assume I met you. I'm like, okay, Jenna, you're safe. That's excellent. And I give you my safe code,
Yes.
5913. And the good thing about that is when you enter the safe code, like I've got a message saying Jenna is safe,
Yeah.
it will send the message to all the trusted contacts.
Wow.
The logic here is, let's say you've got 10 friends in your trusted list, all 10 of them will be panicking and trying to reach you and help. Now, when I met you and I know you are safe, how is the rest of the friends going to know? How is Rubina going to know? She may be in
Yeah.
Gawler or somewhere. So it sends a notice to Rubina saying, okay, Jenna is safe. So that's the logic behind it. Now, if you go to your history, which is on the top, there's a burger menu on, and go to history and go to the trigger you just did,
Triggered
the
on.
first one just now,
Yep.
you can see the photos and the audio as well.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, you can.
What can you see? Wow.
Look at
Yeah.
that.
Pretty awesome.
Got one of you
Oh.
showcasing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow,
So
but you can I didn't even know that was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I mean, there are situations where your phone could be in handbags and the concept of photos may become irrelevant. Uh,
Yeah.
but from our point of view, while we're developing it, we cannot address all scenarios. But we
Yeah.
are trying to maximize the impact we can make. Some women, yes, it can be in handbag. Sometimes it could be in your hand. It could be in your car. Yes, if you can't take the photo, at least it's recording the audio. We are just
Get
trying
everything.
everything we
Yeah.
can to
Yeah.
help the women. Basically, it's that. So, I mean, should I go into the
Amazing.
fake call quickly as well? Just
Yeah.
give you a
Yes.
context on that. So,
Yes.
fake call, the aspect, the idea behind that is women said, like, like even you, Rubina, you
Yeah,
mentioned that.
I
Yeah.
think I'll just repeat that. So I was telling Samson earlier that I've been in situations where I was walking and someone was actually stalking me, and I was wearing my school uniform. I just hopped off the bus and I'm walking, headphones in, and
Wow.
somehow I just felt like
Yep.
something's not right. Looked back and it's someone that was in the bus with me,
Oh.
and they're a few meters away and like they're acting very suspicious. So what I do is I knew I'm not safe and that person's definitely like stalking me. So I take out my phone and I pretended that I'm making a fake call. And I start speaking and I start speaking and then I stopped. And they were still following me. So
Wow.
I tried to walk faster and I was so close to my house, but I decided not to go to my house. So
Yeah.
I changed route and I tried to do a fake call. And this time I spoke very loudly and
Yeah.
I looked back and they walked onto a different direction.
Mm.
So definitely maybe you can explain that feature because
Yeah.
I know a lot of people would find it really helpful, especially if they're in situation like I was, or
Yep.
even worse as well.
Yeah, and sadly, this is all too common. Women feel have this many times. So what our feature does is, if you go to the fake call, and for the first time alone, you would have to give a like a random name or number, which will actually show up on the screen when you press the fake call. And you will have to set the timer. You can set it 5 seconds, 10 seconds.
Okay.
Um, uh, yeah, I think have you already set your? Yeah, you just have to.
Okay, I've got
Uh,
to set the
s- th-
fake caller
yeah,
details.
basically you have to set a fake name. Like you can just give a random name.
I'll say savior.
Yeah. But the idea behind it is not just while women is walking on street, but it's also like when you're in a meeting. Women have said, like, when they are on the first date or somewhere where they're feeling very uncomfortable, you want to get out, right? It's sort of
Yeah.
like a digital ask for Angela, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how do you get out? So you just press the fake call, and in 5 seconds you get a call, like literally you're receiving a call back,
Yeah.
and you can say excuse me and get out of the uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
Someone's been in an accident.
Yeah.
Something. I've got to go.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if I entered the phone number,
You
is
can
it
enter
just
any number.
random?
Yeah, random numbers.
Random.
Yeah.
I've put my own.
Yeah.
And I've set 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And so now I can click get a call.
Yeah, you are
and
actually
there,
getting
there
a
I
call.
am. I'm getting a call.
Yeah.
So I can pick that up. Wait, I think I actually.
You're
Hang
going to
on.
be so proficient in it soon.
No, just swipe your app up.
Very cool.
Oh, there we
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
Awesome. And beautiful.
Yeah, and then you can just attend the call like you're getting a real call
Yeah.
and get out of the uncomfortable situation. Even it could be like while you're in Uber and you're just feeling
Yes.
uncomfortable. The
Oh,
driver is
Uber's
not.
a big
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like and then finally just one more main feature I'll talk about is the helpline feature, where you have the standard national helplines. And by the way, today we got recognized by 1-800-RESPECT to be
Yes.
mentioned on their
Wow.
website.
That
So
is amazing.
Well done.
Congratulations.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just came in today. So that's one way of helping women, giving them the helpline numbers. Then another key feature is this aspect of ask for help, because we do know not all women are ready to pick up the phone and call and talk to someone. And Gen Z, they are not very keen on calling, right? We are all this texting
Yes.
generation and all of
Yeah.
that. So So we wanted to give a way for them to vent out, and sometimes it could be as simple as I just feel sad, I feel depressed, or I feel like lonely, I'm concerned, I'm anxious. All these little things you just want to vent out. If you click ask for help, you can go in there and ask for help, and you can ask that with your ID or hiding your ID. So there is an option called hide my identity. So if you swipe that on, it becomes completely anonymous. We as I'm safe will have no idea who asked for help. So if some woman is saying, I feel sad and depressed, I'm so lost, we will have no idea where they are from, who they are. The only thing we can do is within the app, we will reply them, like certified counselors and certified women experts will reply to them saying, sorry about that, how can we help you, and sort of build trust, because trust is a very essential aspect here. Women who are under DV, they're already very fragile with their trust, because their loved one or their trusted person is already harming them. So you got to build trust, and then when they are probably willing to say, okay, this is my number, or I'm ready to be referred to a women safety expert or a organization, then we connect them to the right organization and things like that.
Oh, 100%. I think a big thing, especially with DV, is the isolation. So you're not typically have that support system around you. You're isolated from your friends, your family, people who you would generally vent to and reach out to. You no longer have those connections because of the situation that you're in. So having an app that, is in your pocket, you can become anonymous, you can build up that trust, I think is vital. Yeah.
That's our goal. I mean, we want to help women in every way possible. Of course, we got like cool features in future, but we just want to focus on what we got now and just build momentum from
Do
there.
you want to tell us a little bit like where you see the app coming in the next year, 5 year?
Yeah, I mean,
anything that you can give us, a little sneak peek.
Yeah, one of the first things we wanted to do is have something called a safety marker, where a woman can mark a place safe or unsafe. So it's basically women-driven data that we get. For example, like let's say we are in Adelaide City. Let's say there is a street, on top of my head. Let's say Angus Street, right? Let's say 100 women around Angus Street mark that place as unsafe, and maybe there's a particular time, Wednesday, 4 to 9 p.m., something like that. Now that's real data from real women. And you can take that data to the local council and the local, city council and say, hey, this is real data. What are you doing about it? Can we add an extra street light? Can we add an extra patrol just around that time? So you're actually bringing change, in a very tangible way by giving power in the hands of women. So that's one of the big features we have in mind. Of course, it will be down the lane. Another feature we have is something called, we want to have something like a city ambassadors or city angels or whatever name you can call it, where each city will have pre-vetted, like called guardians by I'm Safe, where when a woman is asking for help, let's say someone is asking for help from Gawler, which is a bit further right from Adelaide. But let's say we've got after their trusted contacts, we also have one or two, guardians in each city, and they are the first ones to go and help. And of course, now the question of, are they the right people, and all that question comes, and we'll pre-vet them, and there'll be a process and all of that. But this is our heart. Imagine all around the world in hundreds of cities, we've got I'm Safe ambassadors everywhere. And when a woman is asking for help, be it in Los Angeles or Cape Town or wherever, like these angels will just go and help them without any reservation. I think we are bringing real change, like massive change. And this becomes a movement, right? Like it just catches like wildfire, where people are like, okay, I'm putting my hand up to help women. So, and I want it to come from the men as well. So men should be the guardians for women, right? We are the protectors. So instead of being the perpetrators, how about educating, empowering, and motivating them to be the protectors? So that's another big aspect we have. we want to bring something called men for women movement and all of that. I mean,
Yeah.
these are all crazy ideas,
Yeah.
right? Anyways,
Oh,
so
it's
yeah,
endless. It's
I can
endless.
keep on
Yeah.
talking, right?
Yeah.
So anyways,
Oh, amazing. The more
uh,
you're talking and sharing these
yeah,
ideas, the more I'm coming up with ideas
Yeah.
as well on how we can, spread the word and educate people about what you've already brought on forth. And I think it starts with us and, you know, like we're women, we've experienced, so many, like, for example, I am a survivor of domestic violence, and, the reason, my mother and I and my siblings, we had to fled from my country to come here to find
sorry to hear
safety.
that.
And it's not to say that, Australia is not safe,
Mm,
like you said before, but we've encountered, those moments where we've been stalked,
mm,
we've been, yeah, it's just, it's good that you've managed to design something that is going to bring about real change, and now I feel safe already. The fact that I've got this app with me, I already feel so much safe, and I imagine how many people, my little sisters, the moment I get home, I'll share this app with them, and maybe they've got stories of their own that they've been stalked or something, and by knowing you've got this is very
yeah.
powerful, very, very
Yeah.
powerful.
Thank
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that. And I'll tell you, you know, everything we do in life have to come back to the
Mm,
why we do it, right? I mean, it's nice to explain the features, nice to have
mm,
progress, but the question is why are we doing it? And the answer is very simple. Yesterday, we got a message from one of the women asking for help anonymously, and as I said, we have no idea who they are until we just they tell us or we find some clues. So this woman had explained a situation which in her home, her I think grandmom was mother was abused by other men. I think so. So she was basically saying, "Can you just come and rescue us, rescue my grandmother?" And she mentioned the name of the city, which is how I knew it was, where which country this lady is from. And then we, of course, through the app, we messaged her, and then she came back and replied within the app as well. We have that space for women to reply back anonymously. And while reading that, and we had to call different NGOs and see how we can rescue. Like we were, my team was
Yeah.
in action. Like
yeah.
kudos to my
Wow.
team, amazing team. So they were like trying to call different expert within that region and try to help the women and all of that. And in that process, in my call, a video call with my team, I said, you know what? When that woman is saved, I think
Mm,
every sweat and blood
It's
we
good.
had for the app would be worth it. Like I
yeah.
would be the richest guy, the happiest guy on the planet
Yeah.
because I know
Mm,
that one woman was saved. And
yeah.
this is precisely the why behind what we do.
Yeah.
And
Mm,
we know it will not just be one stories, but hundreds and millions of stories will come out of
mm,
saved and
mm,
they got helped and rescued and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely.
Because now, who are you planning to team up with? Because
Yeah.
if
So
if you can,
so the thing is there is different stakeholders here, right? And of course government is a big part of it, and I'm trying
Mm,
different ways to talk to the government and reach to the government to
mm,
give this free app. So we don't want money from the government, we don't want money from anyone. All we
mm,
ask them is visibility. So we want the
mm,
women safety organizations, the women help NGOs, the government to promote our app because it's a free
mm,
app,
yeah,
right? So because they have connect to the audience, which is women, we want them to promote it. And number two, we want to connect with as many women influencers as possible who
mm,
can talk about the app, champion this app, and take it to as many
mm,
women as possible.
mm,
Then we are also working with different NGOs who can, how I said about the ask for help feature, where when a woman asks for help,
mm,
let's say a woman is saying, I'm trapped here. Can somebody come and help me or rescue me out? We need to partner with different orgs to, support in that way of helping them as well. So, yeah, at this stage, we can take all the help we can get to just spread the word out. So,
yeah,
amazing. I know we talk about DV, as I know the statistic do show like it's a lot of women who experience this, but I know there's also some men that are experiencing. domestic violence. Do you have anything in mind or any plans on how you can also involve men and continue with the movement of keeping people safe? Because it is a human rights issue.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
yeah.
certainly. So when we first launched this, like 18 months back in one of our capital cities in India, we had actually a pledge that we wanted every man to take. And of course, you can say, oh, what's the big deal about a pledge? But it starts there, right? When men take the pledge that I will be the protector for women, I choose not to abuse women. It just creates a positive change from the one person and then slowly spread. So that's one practical aspect. The other practical aspect is, like how I said, when we bring in this aspect of city ambassadors and all of that, we want men to be involved in protecting women as well. And of course, there are so many other avenues. We'll just keep improvising this and exploring as we go. But we are very open, and yeah.
Yeah. Could, let's say there's a bloke out there and he's come across the app. Could they use the app as
Yeah,
well?
absolutely. So the app is actually can be used by anyone. It's just that it's painted pink and it's branded womanish and all of that. And there's an intentional reason to it. People have asked us, why do you call it a women safety app and not just a safety app? And there was a dilemma we had to grapple with. And then I realized this app is not just for Australia. This is for the world, right? And when you take a global statistics, women are the most persecuted people. Yes, children are abused and young people are abused, men are abused, elder abuse is there. But having said all of that, women are one of the most persecuted group. So we want to first help them, target them, have our focus, because we also want to add the aspect of mental health and emotional health as well. So while we are building all of this aspect towards women's safety, we don't want the dilution to happen and not help anybody in the meanwhile. We want to be very focused, and we want to build women support groups and women peer groups, peer-to-peer support groups, and build a movement and all of that around women. So I mean, if you're a man and you're thinking it's not for me, then I'll just say right now you can use the app as is. Just hang in there while we keep developing and improvising it.
Yeah. No, I think that's amazing. And you've got to have a focus on a target market and really drive it. So what as a community of women, what can we do to help with the progress of I'm safe?
Yeah, so I would say first you can talk about it, because the whole success of Me Too movement was women spoke about it. And let me tell you, women force is one of the most powerful force on earth, right?
Yeah.
And when women join hands and unite to create something, it just breaks boundaries and forges forward. So first things first, women have to talk about it, have to probably write one or two words on the social media, like I'm using it, or I used it and how it helped me and how it's helping my friend, or just even if you haven't had any negative experience, just the very aspect of downloading the app and just writing an experience of how the smooth onboarding is and all of that. So basically it's talking about the app, and I think that's the big ask right now. And then the more people hear about it, they will use it, and then we'll have more testimonies of women helped and saved,
sure.
and it just creates a ripple.
And that's what we're all about, just opening that conversation, and just
Yeah.
one person turns into two people, turns into a community.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're trying to build.
That's
Yeah.
it. No, we are really thrilled to hear that you and your brother and your team as well, you've been able to work on something that's going to change lots of lives.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate you even coming here and just sharing with us on how to get it and how it works. It really helps a lot, and we will definitely be on board, share and spread the message. And educate a lot more people to get on board and be safe.
Yes.
Yeah. Be safe with I'm safe.
Yes, be safe with I'm safe.
That's it, and we're all safe. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Well, thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you. If you guys have any questions, or if you've got any feedback on how, Samson and his team can improve the app, or any features that you'd like to see, feel free to let us know. Otherwise, we look forward to diving deep in exploring
We'll
more.
leave all the links in the description so you can download it, share,